snow-filled Monday morning in the city of Chicago. My cat is upset because his bowl is low. So if you see me look down a couple of times, that means he trying to nick at my leg like, man, give me some food. But good morning, everybody that's in the chat. Chris Rouse is here with me. I'm Joseph Gregory, of course. Welcome to another episode of Joe with Joe. Got me some Joe.
Got me some juice.
Usually by this time I've been finished half of the Joe, but I couldn't because when I got home, I had to go back through my password. And I'm getting sick of these passwords. Everything needs a damn password. And I'm gonna get to that part when I get them in my cup because I'm upset with this shit. These passwords.
Wait,
every time you gotta do something with a password.
You mad?
Yeah, a little bit.
So you just want free range to your stuff?
Wait, I'm not talking about with just my stuff. I'm just talking about with everything. You fill out a job application, you need a password. Then they want you to change the other password. Once you get in, you got to delete that password and come up with a new password. That's ridiculous, man. That's what you'd be like. What kind of memorable stuff do I have? I done used everybody. I done used my wife. I done used engagements. I done used my baby's due date. I done used my cat. I done used my neighborhood. I'm password it out. News of the day.
I will be real. I will be real with you. As you get older, it do test your creativity with your password. You be like, man, damn, dude, I already used that one, dude.
I tried to use trash can for a password. They told me it was too common. I said, ain't that a bitch? News of the day. A little football. The Kansas City Chiefs have put the franchise tag on offensive tackle Orlando Brown. I believe that's going to make him about somewhere around like 17 mil or something like that. What a good offensive tackle. So he'll have that 1-year contract. Yes.
Keeps Mahomes protected. Keeps Mahomes protected another year.
Yes, it does. And for speaking of quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers has been offered a long-term contract by the Green Bay Packers. They say that can, quote, alter the quarterback market. I don't know if he's going to take that offer. I don't know how much money it is, but they just say it can alter the market. So that's the only thing we have right now for that.
Didn't he just get like 35 million like 3 or 4 years ago?
You know, they treat Aaron Rodgers like Tony. Whatever you want.
Man,
you know I will come back. You want Randall Cobb.
He got like a
$35
million
be resigned. Whatever you want. Whatever you want.
Wasn't it like 4 years ago? He got like 35 million?
Yeah.
Like, what was that, man?
I mean,
all right.
It's never enough. Platinum Blends. Shout out to the North Carolina Tar Heels.
Oh, you ain't right.
In Coach K's last game behind Armando Bacot's 25 points and 11 boards. They run away from Duke at the end. I had a family day with my family all day Saturday. I didn't watch anything until we got finally seated at home run in. And I looked up and I said, damn, it's 79-71 with 3 minutes left, right? I said, damn. And it was beautiful. And you should have saw the people crying at the end of the day. All the Duke alumni, Christian Laettner, Jay Williams, Billy King, Christian Laettner, Tommy Amica, Johnny Dawkins, Mark Allery, everybody there, Shane Battier, everybody there, Sean Dockery, everybody there, and everybody there. And they saw his last game in the Great Cameron Indoor Stadium. They saw him take that L, 84-71. Thanks to my North Carolina Tar Heels. That was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful.
Hey, it hasn't been a rivalry for quite some time, but this will help restore the status. That's a good win for North Carolina, man. Armando Bacot arguably could have came out and went into the draft last year, but he returned to North Carolina. Now he's there with Caleb Love and Brady Manick from Oklahoma. Solid squad on North Carolina. But my platinum blend actually will go to Coach K. I know they lost, but I ain't gonna lie, man. Coach K was kind of my villain growing up. You know,
keep going.
Yeah, Coach K was kind of my villain growing up, man. You know, I used to hate Duke as a kid. Michael Jordan went to the Bulls. He was a member of the Bulls. So go North Carolina, go Tar Heels. But my platinum blend goes to Coach K, man, for 42 years. 42 years of excellence, man.
Say Coach K was your villain.
42 years of excellence for Coach K. Yeah, he used to be my villain, but you know, you can't deny the excellence, man.
Coach, you can't deny the excellence,
K,
you know.
Man.
You know,
Can't deny that.
Hey, two of my favorite teams all time, UNLV. He popped them when they tried to repeat. Then he kept popping the 5-5 when they got to the chip. What's up, Sean J? Or that one time when they got to the chip, when Chris Webber didn't call the timeout, they popped them by like 20.
Yes. Why, yes, we are, Aaron Janowski. Yes, we are, sir.
IMS grads. Yes, we are.
April 17. April 17, big dog. April 17. Damn, that was 5 years ago already.
Yep. Another one of my another platinum blend I have. Kevin Durant became the 7th fastest player in NBA history to reach the 25,000 point mark with his 37 points in yesterday's loss to the Boston Celtics. 7 fastest. How about that?
Oh, that's
and my last same here, 2014. Okay, you an OG, man. Wish I would have been up on that 2014. How about that? 2014 Knights. We was Knights in 16. I know the feeling. And
I ain't complaining because I'm not complaining about the days because everything happens for a reason, and we got put in Windy City for a reason. And I know my career is taking off for a reason. So let's go with that.
So check it out.
Let's go with that.
So my last platinum blend is also something you could just go into the first story with.
The Plastic Man.
All right.
You was naming all them teams Duke used to beat. Hey, they're the Plastic Man for you.
Hey, before I get into what I'm finna say, hey, Stacey Altman, David Butler, Larry Johnson, Anderson Hunt, Greg Anthony. That's a starting 5 for your ass in college. I was a starting 5 for your ass. That's all I got to say. With George Ackles coming off the bench, and Travis Weiss coming shooting the threes. Woo!
Obviously, 91 Duke wouldn't worry.
Hey, man. I remember watching that game. When I was on a bowling tournament. I was on a bowling tournament watching the end of that game. I almost cried in the lobby.
Hey, I remember watching that game too. It was just a few months ago on YouTube because I was like 5 months when it happened for real.
You could have been watching. You might have been crying. UNLV lost and didn't even know why you was crying subliminally.
I know,
right? Let's just go into it, man. My platinum blend, also the first story of the day. How about the Fighting Illini? Hell, Illinois, your alma mater. You should be excited. You should have had an Illinois shirt on. You should have had an Illinois hoodie on.
Hey, bro.
You should have had your face painted orange and blue or something. Did you see them going crazy last night?
I didn't even do that when I was there. I didn't even paint my face orange and blue when I went there.
Well, do it now.
I'm not doing that.
You're older now. You got to appreciate it. They win 74-72 behind Coburns 21 points. Iowa, they just couldn't make a free throw in the second half. 8 of 18 from the free throw line in the second half. I mean, them guys, look, they got fouled on 3-point shots twice and went 1 of 6 in like the last 3 minutes on the free throws. Keegan Murray missing big free throws. Is that his brother? Chris? They look just alike. They got to be brothers.
It's brother.
I mean, and they was missing shots just alike. But that man got a pure jumper. I ain't gonna hate him. He got a pure jumper. A last shot that by Chris Murray, his brother, went in and out. I was like, oh boy, he wide open for it. It went in and out. Illinois, the #1 seed in the Big Ten tournament. Yeah, the #1 seed because of the tiebreaker that they beat Wisconsin head to head, and now they go into the Big Ten with that double bye. How you feel about the line this morning?
I'm happy with the Illini. I think, honestly, the Big Ten is interesting because all season long it's been an up and down for a lot of those teams. Like Michigan came in as probably my pick to win it all. That was a bad choice. Purdue has been great all year long. Ron Harper Jr. and Rutgers they keep shocking everybody left and right.
It can't even be a shock no more, huh?
Right, and then like my favorite player in the conference is Trace Jackson Davis out of Indiana. Honestly, I think he might be my favorite player to watch. That dude is athleticism all the time. But Illinois as a team, I really like how they've grown this year, especially because Curbelo's been out all year. Kofi been suspect this year, man. He's been in and out the lineup, but he's had some good, really, really good games. But he's also had some games where I'm like, dude, are you even here? But honestly, I think the most pleasant surprise for me with the Illini all year has been Plummer. Like his shooting all season long has been amazing.
That guy's just an offense.
Right, and even coming into that game, I remember I was talking to Joe DiGiacomo. He was like, "Yo, who should the Illini? Hey, bud, who should the Illini put on Keegan Murray, bud?" I was like, "Man, go with Plummer, man. Like he can guard three positions. You know, put Plummer on Keegan Murray. See how it works. He giving us some size, but he get after it. So, and I think Alfonso Plummer's been a welcome addition to this Illini team this year. But I can't confidently say I'm gonna pick them to win the Big Ten tournament just yet.
I mean, also Coleman Hawkins had a big big shots
I
also
love
down the
him, man.
stretch, doing some good stuff. Yeah. So, man, it's that time of the year now. It's March Madness, and they did all that. Us with Trent Frazier only contributing 1 field goal, and they still did that like that. So proud of the line now.
You mentioned Coleman Hawkins. I think Coleman Hawkins is an NBA player. I mean, he probably gonna have to go out as a junior, but I think he's an NBA player. Just give him a few years. He's 6'8". He can ball handle. He moves well without the ball. He's
a little
athletic
bit.
When he gets to
growing to that body a little bit more. Aaron Janowski says the Big Ten is hard to predict. It's lots of upsets this time of year, all around and everywhere. So yeah, the Big Ten is definitely going to be hard to predict. Before we talk about the other team in the city, give me, if it was one sleeper team that wasn't in that top 4, who would that team be for you?
Who the top 4 is? Illinois, Wisconsin, and who's the other
Illinois,
team?
Wisconsin, Purdue, and did Michigan State make it? I know they lost here.
Yeah, I'm about to say whoever that 4th team makes a difference, because Ohio State and damn, I just had it.
Illinois, Wisconsin, Purdue, Rutgers is actually Rutgers, Iowa, and they're tied. It's a 3-way tie for 4th between Rutgers, Iowa, and Ohio State.
Okay, well, Ohio State is my team to sneak back in there because I like EJ Liddell. I think EJ
Liddell's a baller. He's a horse.
Former 2-time Mr. Basketball in the state of Illinois at Ohio State. He'll be really good. And then also, like I said, I like TJD, man. Trace Jackson Davis at Indiana, man. He had 43 earlier this year against Eastern Michigan.
I think Michigan is kind of sneaky here because they got a big win yesterday on the road at Ohio State. That was big. And now you're going to get Juwan Howard back. Well,
are they allowed to slap people?
No, you're not allowed to. You can smack them on the court. You just can't literally slap. So now they're going to get the coach back. You know, there's going to be a lot of emotion going into that. I believe, let me see, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're probably going to play on that first day against the 10th seed, who looks like that might be Penn State. And then you might be getting Wisconsin in a rematch.
I think you have way too much faith in Michigan. I really do, man. I hate to do that to Juwan.
Oh, it's okay.
You have way too much favor in Michigan, man. I hate to do that, bro.
It's upset time. And don't be doing all that little troll and laugh about prediction upsets, and then you be up here looking crazy next Monday. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because if you do that, and they be sitting up here on the championship Sunday, I'll be somebody sitting there looking like, okay, way too much what? Way too much what?
Hey, I saw them lose to Northwestern, bro. I saw that loss to Northwestern. And
everybody's had bad losses. Yeah, it's tough to win in Northwestern. Tough to win at Evanston.
But them more than anybody, they've had some of the worst losses. Like Michigan State owned them earlier this year. The loss to Seton Hall, where like they were winning the whole game, and then Seton Hall. You know what Seton Hall did to win that game? They didn't do nothing. They just played harder. They just played harder than y'all. They just played harder and hit shots. That's all they did. Michigan. It wasn't like they played much tougher than Michigan. Michigan just didn't know how to score no more. End up losing. So it's like Michigan this year. It's just been a this year for them, man.
And also, y'all you can never. Also, another platinum blend. Also, that I forget. Tom Izzo, now the Big Ten's winningest coach. Can never count out Michigan State. I mean, they just find a way. This is their time of year with Howes and those. They just find a way. Somehow find a way.
Michigan State, since Miles Bridges left, they kind of just like I know they always like interchange their guards, but other than that. It's like I really don't know who the hell they got on that team.
All right. Yeah.
Hold on.
Let's talk about something you do know about.
Let's stick since we got held the Illini. Let's stick with Chicago. Let's stick with the city, man. He asking about DePaul. Don't sleep on DePaul, man. 7 losses by 3 points or less.
I know that they've been losing these close games. They got a big game with St. John's in the Big East tournament, and then if they win that game, you see UConn next. So yeah. We're not sleeping on DePaul. We just know they're having a tough time closing out games in that Big East conference. That's what you got the graphic of 7 losses by 3 points or less. Think about if you split those, probably comfortably in the tournament right now. 5-2 in those, 4-3. So, man, it's tough.
And we saw DePaul in person against UIC, and I enjoyed every second of that game. That was like the most entertaining UIC game we had all year. We know they got Javon Freeman, Liberty. He's fun to watch, but at the end of the day, I mean, I've been going to DePaul games the last few years. They have a good team, but it's just this year. It's not happening this year,
All right, well, we're gonna stay in the city, man. Loyola, winning the Valley. Got a top 50 recruit coming in, Chris. He's letting you know. Watch him next year. But this year, as far as yesterday,
I'm all for it, though.
Lucas Williamson put in 18 points. Loyola holds off Drake 64-58. They win the Valley as they get ready to leave the Valley. And now they're gonna have that scary week and a half off getting ready for the tournament. You know what I'm saying? So what do you feel about Loyola and their prospects going into March Madness in the tournament? I believe they're projected right now to be what, in the 10th seed or 11th seed right now?
For Loyola, I think they're gonna probably be a 10 or 11 again, like you said. I mean, Loyola is weird because Loyola last year, what were they, 8 against Illinois? And they ended up playing Illinois in the second round and ended up sending the Illini at home. It's weird because Loyola is starting to become like one of those mid-majors, like Gonzaga, where it's like they're a mid-major, but you almost kind of expect them to be in the tournament. And then on top of that, with Loyola now going to the A10, they could be another one of those teams that you kind of do look like a Gonzaga or one of those other major, mid-major schools in this country, like Wichita State those few years. So for Loyola, I think they'll be all right going into the tournament. But it's all about matchups, dog. It's always about that. I always come down to that when we talk about March Madness, man.
You know that's right. And I've been doing a lot of work. Loyola got the experience. Yeah, they do. He's right. They got the experience. I've been doing a lot of work.
You're absolutely right.
I've been doing a lot of work, and now this is also my first college season being married. So it's been tough for me to usually be on this. I normally be on it. I couldn't have the students at the game last week because I had to cook. But the pork chops came out great. The pork chops came out great.
It be like that, bro.
Pork chops came out great, but I had to cook. So I was like, man, am I gonna be able to? And I cooked in the air fryer. The air fryer should also be in platinum. Then I was like, we had this thing just sitting around here, and we ain't used it. I said, sweet mother Mary of Jesus. The air fryer was terrific. Pork chops came out great. And I was like, man, I gotta choose between podcasting and husbanding or podcasting. And I had to choose husbanding. So that's what happened. That's what happened.
I called high school sectional game with Lucas Williamson. He was the best player on the court in that game. What game was that? Which game would that be? But I do know about Lucas Williamson, man. He was good at Loyola last year, man. I wish they still had Kurtwood. I think the issue with Loyola for me, with Loyola is Drew Valentine is a first-year head coach. And so you wonder where his experience, I know he was on the bench and all of that, but it's like at the same time, how much experience does he have as a head man to lead Loyola? Because no disrespect to him, but I think that's a bit of a drop-off to go from Porter Moser, right? Porter Moser to Valentine. So, yeah.
Okay.
He said Young versus Kenwood. Yeah, we just saw Young versus Kenwood in women, didn't we?
Yeah, I'm gonna see Kenwood tonight. I know they're in one of those sectional games. I don't know exactly which one. Shout out to my neighbor, Jewel Turner. He coaches at Kenwood on some football things. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, yeah, they'll be at the UIC tonight in one of those sectional games.
Shout out Kenwood. That's my sister's alma mater. And then we saw them at the whatchamacallit, the
CPS
Donda event. And they
Donda event, yeah. And they've been. I think I seen them I think they were at the Chicago Elite event. I think they've been there a lot. Aaron Janoski, you're the voice of Proviso East. All right, big shout out to you.
Shout out. Hey, shout out to you, bro. I know somebody who lived down the street from that school, so I'll be passing it all the time, bro. So shout out to the Pirates.
And also shout out to Aaron Janoski for joining us here this morning on Joe with Joe.
Yeah.
But now
right there on Madison, dog. Right there on Madison.
But now it's time for the people that get paid to play. And you see this hat right here? You see the smoke right there? I don't know how much smoke right now is coming up out that nose with the Bulls right now, but there shouldn't be too much smoke because right now we're in a 4-game slump. You know what I'm saying? It's not looking good. I don't know what's been happening there. Schedule getting a little tough. Now I told you about them damn Hawks, and I told you about them damn Hawks that we beaten yet they're playing.
I told you that.
Damn Hawks.
I told
man,
you
we'd have lost to the Bears, the Hawks, the Deer. But we're gonna get it together. Hopefully we get it together.
Are we?
I hope. Bulls lost back-to-back. Bulls lost Thursday night in Atlanta. It's Trae Young. That was a 118 and 116 game, and they just let Atlanta go. Trae Young just started stepping back in the last minute, and I was upset. I was really upset. And they lost the next night to Milwaukee. Grayson Allen's return to the UC, and I was upset about that too. Now they've fallen to fourth in the East. I like that man.
I don't want my face associated with this segment.
They'll try to tonight. They play Philadelphia, who lost their last game to the Heat. It's also one of the Bulls' losses, also in this streak. They lost to the Heat the other night, 99-82. I guess they set James Harden in that game. I don't know if it was rest or just maintenance or whatever happened there. I'm expecting him to play tonight when the Bulls show up there. What is your biggest That was a great dunk by Jones Jr. over Giannis. That was a great dunk, and the great thing that set that dunk up was the no-look pass by Ayo that really set it up. A little little bounce. Oh, that was a great moment. I wish it would have came in and win. What's the biggest culprit of this losing streak right now for the Bulls? Is it turnovers? Is it defense? Is it what is it?
What's the biggest culprit of this losing streak for the Bulls? I mean, you want me to pick one? You want me to pick one?
Oh, you world class. Whose podcast? You can pick 1, 2, 3. You can 1A, 1B, 1C, whatever you want to do.
Well, for me, the obvious thing would be to say the injuries. You know, you throw that in there as one, but at the same time, it's like at some point, at what point can you stop using that excuse? At what point do you have to beat somebody? Because you play Philly tonight, and I have bad news for you. It don't get easier after this, dude. You got a lot of playoff teams coming up. You got Philly, you got Philly tonight, then you got Detroit, then you got like Cleveland, Phoenix, Brooklyn. I know you finished with Minnesota at the end of the year. Charlotte is in there somewhere. Like you'll see all these teams that you likely gonna see in the playoffs. You're seeing them now, and it's like, hey, well, we don't have our people. What are we supposed to do? Hey, you better figure something out, man. The playoffs is right around the corner. Because when you play in that best of 7 series, probably as a 5 seed, if it stay this way, you know who you're gonna see? You're gonna see the same. You're gonna see one of the two teams you just saw, Philly, Milwaukee, or Miami. So it's like you might want to figure it out, man. You might want to figure it out in that 4 through 5. I think Miami's probably gonna hold them to that top seed. Philly's kind of iffy. Milwaukee just passed you for 3 through 6 for the 3 spot. So it's like Philly's right underneath you. So right now, the Bulls are getting a heavy dose of playoff opponents, and they're honestly don't look like a playoff team. They look like a first-round exit. That's just what it looks like right now.
Yeah, and also I've been trying to, also, is Tristan Thompson better as the starting 4? Was he coming off the bench with this team? Because, you sacrifice a little bit of offensive shooting when he is before. You got these stretch 4s you've been starting, Javonte Green, Derrick Jones Jr., etc. I saw him start the other night. What was that? Against Milwaukee. And it had some mixed reviews, and it played some pretty good D on Giannis, but Giannis is just Giannis sometimes. But he was looking a little good at the float. Aaron Janowski says Vooch is too soft in the middle. He gets intimidated by big centers. Well, Aaron Janowski, don't tell me that tonight when I got a 7'2", 288-pound
right. We got to play
MVP candidate.
When he got to play the ultimate. Don't say that tonight when he got to play the ultimate center in the Eastern Conference, likely the MVP this year in the NBA. I said, I'm still voting for Steph, but Embiid's likely taking.
All right, well, I told you I had 5 questions for you, right? And it wasn't all about the Bulls. I had 5 questions. I did have 5 questions for you, and that's one of the questions I have for you. Let me just start. I don't have to put the questions. I know what I got on my sheet. I know what I got in the order. I'm gonna ask. You know what I got? You don't know what I got. How could you know what I had?
That's what
you've been over here. You've been in my house.
That's what make it fun.
I thought you've been in my house.
I don't like knowing.
Yeah. All right. We can start right there then. I got 5 questions for world-class Hoops podcaster Chris Rouse, because he's an expert at this. He's G League, he's NCAA, he's high school, he's everywhere. Everywhere world-class Hoops podcast.
State. Go Chicago State. Go Cougars. Go Cougars, baby.
Go Cougars. Go Maroons. Go IIT Hawks. Go, man, shout them all. Go Flames. Go them all. Flames will have any more season games. No more games left this season after the loss.
Neither do the Cougars, but we in the WAC tournament, so.
Yeah, so you still got a chance. Still got a chance.
Yeah.
Golden State. Let's talk about Golden State in this Steph Curry MVP thing. Golden State is slumping a little bit worse than the Bulls right now. They have lost last 4 in a row, 2-8 in the last 10. That goes a little bit before the All-Star break. Lost the other night when the Lakers got that 58-point performance from LeBron James. They have slid now, I believe. They've slid down to 3rd now in the West, I believe.
Yep,
behind,
right there on the screen. They're second. They're second. They're right in front of Memphis. Memphis dropped back.
Memphis lost last night because they lost Houston. So you just told me Steph Curry, doing this thing, 27.5 points. It ain't been all his fault. It's been tough. So he's still your MVP right now, huh?
He will get my damn pick because it's the league. It's the MVP for the season, not the MVP for the last 3 damn months.
I know it's the MVP for the season.
It's the season, not the last 3 months. As right before the vote, it's the MVP for the damn season.
So you still got Steph holding on for your MVP?
Hell yeah, I got Steph because the only team been better than them. Only team been better than them all year is Phoenix, and honestly, who the hell is the MVP on? Who's the MVP on that team?
It's a balanced team. It's a hell of a motor.
Chris Paul,
Monty Williams might be Monty Williams with the culture he's created because they playing right now. They ain't had neither one of them. They still balling.
Exactly. So there you go. So the best team don't have the best player. So I'm gonna go with the next best team. I'm gonna go with Steph. Even though Embiid, I think, is getting he's gonna get the hot vote near the end. He might end up taking it because of the hot vote. And then on top of that, Philly's deserving. He's deserving because Philly's been at the top all year, even with COVID and without Ben Simmons. So Embiid or Steph can't complain. DeMar DeRozan can't complain. So it's like any of the I'm gonna say that, man. Any of them three, Steph, DeRozan, or Embiid should win it. But my pick would be Steph.
All right. Clay Thompson
in the chat. Aaron had
standards. Golden State needs him plus Iggy and Green still hurt. And one thing about Draymond Green, I thought Monica, not my sister, Monica McNutt a couple of weeks ago made a very valid point.
Shout out Monica.
Draymond Green's coming off. We know how Draymond Green plays, right? He's coming off a back issue. We know how backs can get aggravated. He might take he takes charges. He hustles. So that back could be, you battling in the post with Aiden and whoever else in the West at that time. It could be a little tough with that back. So trying to depend on Draymond Green's back for I don't know how long. Plus, we're trying to get those people back. I don't know, but they might get it back. Their defense has been really just lacking through some of these fourth quarters. I don't know what's been going on with their defense in some of these fourth quarters of these games.
And also, Draymond played in the Olympics. He also played in the Olympics, too, so he might be worn down. And on top of that, Draymond also, and not only did he play, I would argue he was the MVP of Team USA during the Olympics. Just his defense, his defensive awareness, and his ability to call out plays and give instructions, give directions during the play. So I think that's something else you should watch out for. And also, since we're talking defense, I think that applies for the Bulls as well, man. Like, goddamn, that defense, sweet Jesus, dude. Like 130 to Atlanta, 131 to the Spurs. Like the Bulls. The last time the Bulls didn't get they gave up 101 to OKC. That's like the fewest they gave up this month. And then even in those wins against OKC and Atlanta, they gave up 109 and 108. So it's like, what the hell? I know that's today's NBA, but damn, bro, where's the defense? That's not a Chicago Bulls team.
All right, since you said the Bulls, I got a question here about the Bulls. I made up this question this morning about the Bulls. What teams that are 6 right now currently and below in the East can derail the Bulls? Those teams that are 6 and below right now are Cleveland, Toronto, Charlotte, Brooklyn, and Atlanta. Which one of those teams will give you the most worrisome worries, I think, going into the playoffs if you had to face them in the playoffs?
Cleveland easily. Because
size.
Yep.
God,
sheer size and sheer athleticism on the wings. And then on top of that, you don't
few
know
guys that can shoot.
we don't know who are gonna be healthy for the Bulls come playoff time. Are we gonna be missing guards? We're gonna be missing bigs. You really don't want to be missing bigs against Cleveland. So let alone Philly. You really don't want to be missing them against Cleveland. So
Cleveland Mobley at small
scares me the most.
God, starting Mobley at small forward. I was watching that game last night. them playing
Hey,
the Raptors.
Aaron in the chat says, does LeBron get MVP consideration despite Lakers being under 500 and about 4 games away from missing the playoffs? Hey, I respect LeBron for being great for 20 years, but hell no. Hell no, G.
And it's not even his fault. And it's not his fault that they under 500.
It's not his fault, G.
It's not his fault that they it's not his fault. A lot of this ain't his fault, but no, he doesn't get the MVP consideration this year. No, he doesn't. You know, it's about moments. He had some moments that haven't been so good in some of these losses. I mean, that was probably the pinnacle of the season for them last night to stop on Saturday night to stop that losing streak. He had to score 58 damn points for them to win by 6. I mean, damn. I mean, how many more 56 points? 56 points. Thanks for the correction. How many more 56-point games he got in him?
All I know is it's amazing to watch LeBron hoop, but it's not his fault, nor is it all Russell Westbrook that the Lakers suck this year.
Another thing about that Cleveland thing, Toronto is also very. Toronto was. You say you think Cleveland big? Toronto might be like an inch smaller than them with what they could put out there sometimes, man. With Boucher and Birch and Siakam like 6'9". He was starting Scotty Barnes at point guard last night because he didn't have Flynn or Van Vliet available. So another scary team also.
I don't fear Toronto like I used to when they had Kyle Lowry. I don't fear them like I did when they had Kyle Lowry. If they still had Kyle Lowry or Dragic, hell yeah, I'd be a little nervous. What you got? What's up next?
We saw how the Sixers started off with Embiid and Harden, right? They looked like they was going to be gangbusters. Harden didn't play that other game against Miami. So, does the start that Embiid and Harden have been putting on Philadelphia, does this put a little bit more pressure on Ben Simmons? Exactly, Ben Simmons. I love the Prada shirt that he wore the first night, the red and white with the chain. I loved it. He's had some great looks on the bench. When is he going to play?
That's a fair question. That's a very fair question. He needs to start playing soon because they need to get him worked in it. A lot of these teams going into the playoffs out east, they need to get together. And Aaron Janowski, he's talking about the Bulls, but this is perfect timing that he said this. Mm-hmm. But he was talking about the Bulls when he said this. But they need time to get on the court to gel. And I think the same holds true for Brooklyn. And the only two teams in the East I think that doesn't hold true for is Miami and Milwaukee. So, and Miami is my pick to win the East. So for everybody else, these games, while they don't matter in the grand scheme of like the playoffs, it's all about seeding. These are huge games because this is your time to gel, like Aaron just said, especially for the Bulls. Guys out of the lineup. A lot of those guys that are playing now, they're going to play big minutes in the playoffs. Kobe White, Derrick Jones Jr. Go ahead, I got you. Kobe White, Derrick Jones Jr. Like all of these guys are going to play big minutes for the Bulls come playoff time. So this is a good time to get them work into the rotation. Miami and Aaron in the chat said Miami is sneaky good, great shooters at every spot. Miami was my pick to steal the East. And then when All-Star break came and the Bulls were hurt, Milwaukee looking like they might wear down, and then Brooklyn, you don't know what's going on with Kyrie, Miami became my pick to win the East. Because like you said, they have great shooters. Duncan Robinson is an elite shooter. Tyler Hero likely is the sixth man this year. Jimmy Butler, the only reason he hasn't won an MVP yet is because he don't average numbers. He don't average MVP numbers. But if you watch, like with my two function knives, Jimmy Butler averaging 22 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. Dog, he's the MVP of that team. Jimmy Butler is the MVP of the Miami Heat. The numbers just don't reflect it. But when you physically watch Miami, it's like, dude, this dude makes the Miami Heat go. Bam Adebayo's been in and out the lineup all year, but he's been working on that. He's been working on his jump shot. So I just think Miami, personally, is the team. I think Miami's going to be the team that takes the East. And on top of that, last year, they lost to Milwaukee in the first round on a game-winning shot in one of the first games. And then on top of that, Milwaukee was on a mission. The Miami Heat are the team you don't want to see going into the playoffs. They out-defend you. They outwork you. They shoot better than you. And, that's literally what you asked for in today's NBA. It's only two teams I could see beating Miami. That's Milwaukee, because obviously reigning Eastern Conference champs, but I think they might wear down. And two will be Brooklyn. But they got to gel together, man. If Brooklyn's going to have any hope, Kyrie has to be healthy. Ben Simmons has to be on the floor. Kevin Durant has to be out there. They have to be healthy if they have any hope at winning the East. You see that you said they got Strus from DePaul. Yeah, we had Max Strus a few years ago in Windy City. What was that? 2020 when he was on Windy City. He tore his ACL. I remember he played one game against the Spurs.
Oh, y'all talking about the
He was about to boom on like Drew Eubanks. And he boomed it off the rim. But yeah, we had him at Windy City a few years ago. Yeah, we talking about Miami because he was saying great call on me picking Miami to win the East.
Yeah, I guess that answered that question. I was going to ask who the biggest threat to the Bucks defending the East, but you said it's Miami. I can't say that I disagree with you right now, especially right now when it's looking like they're going to be having home court advantage. I mean, I might just say the Sixers just to say something else different. I love the gelling of Tyrese Maxey. And how he's working together now with James Harden in that backcourt. He's not only just scoring the ball for himself, he's making plays. And we know what Embiid has been doing all year. He's getting a lot more easier stuff. Like I said, the thing with Philly, I think is going to be Tobias Harris going to be a dependable third wheel on the front line doing dirty work for that team. Like in the game tonight, if Tristan Thompson does start, you got Tristan Thompson battling with Tobias Harris tonight. So, like a situation like that, it's going to be an interesting matchup for me because, Tristan should be able to bang him up down low. But if they get out 20 feet, 15 feet, so you think Harris will have that advantage. So that's going to be very interesting. So I'm just going to say Philly to say something different. Okay, same question.
Hey, putting that trust in Tobias Harris ain't really the best thing, though. I can't willingly. Yeah. I know you. But I can't willingly put trust in Tobias Harris. I can't willingly do that just yet.
He got to earn it. He gonna be big now. James Harden, you got Joel Embiid that haven't MVP yet. It might be on Tobias Harris and Doc Rivers. Old Shock Rivers. What about the Suns? Who's the biggest?
Philly got to shoot.
Who's the biggest threats to the Phoenix Suns in the West? They number one seed right now. They won the West last year. Went to the chip. Came 2 games short of winning the chip.
Who's the biggest threat to the Phoenix Suns? The Golden State Warriors. The Warriors, actually, I'm going to share this. They're going to share this one. Golden State and Memphis, because honestly, any variation of those 3 teams in the conference finals will make me happy. Because if I get Golden State, Memphis, that'll be great. If I get Memphis, Phoenix, I'll be happy. If I get Golden State, Phoenix, I'll be happy. Any variation of them 3 damn teams, that will make me happy in the Western Conference Finals. I don't want to see none of these other garbage, all these other garbage fake teams make the conference finals. I just want to see Phoenix, Golden State, or Phoenix, Memphis, or Golden State, Memphis.
You don't want to see Utah. You don't want to see Dallas.
I don't want to see Utah.
You want to see Denver.
None of them. And that's funny. In the chat, Aaron, it's funny when you ask that because Aaron said, don't sleep on a healthy Utah. Hey, Aaron, last year I said that same thing until I saw them against the Clippers. So I said that same thing.
You can't beat the Clippers without Kawhi Leonard. It makes it a little tough. They got some playoff history they need to get up. They got some playoff history they need to do better with.
And okay. I think Utah is also a down team this year because Joe Ingles is gone. And then I know Bogdanovich is having a much better year. So, addition through subtraction with Utah getting rid of Ingles, but they're going to miss Joe Ingles come playoff time.
I believe those are my 5 questions right there for Chris Rouse. Give yourself a big round of applause. Give yourself one of those round of applause, one of your little trolling laughs at the end of it, like I expect from everything. So, moving ahead to a little more different topic here. Brittany Griner was detained last week in Russia for having cartridges of hashish oils in her luggage or whatever. I was doing some research about that story. I believe they was talking about like early February when they saw the stuff starting to get out of hand with Ukraine. They're trying to get a lot of those WNBA basketball players to go over there and play in Russia. Some extra chop during the off season, trying to get them up out of there safely. So right now she's been detained because of that, and I think she's been there for about 6 days now.
Hey man.
And the Secretary of State was saying they're trying to do everything to get any American up out of there, trying to get them any possible assistance to get out of there. So hopefully she's able to be released soon. So,
yeah, hopefully.
You got any thoughts about this?
Yeah. What the hell are you doing in Russia right now?
I guess it was the season was going on.
Season still going on? Okay. Even if that's the case, even if that is the case, yep. And I'm not the only one. Yeah, Aaron said the same thing. What the hell was she doing there? Yep. The hell was she? What the hell are you doing, man? Even if you are there during the season, why are you doing that? Of all the things, man.
I'm talking about the hashish oil.
Of all the things, why are you doing that? Yeah, man. Like, what are you doing, man? Like, when she was still like, she was like selling like illegal cartridges, right?
No, she wasn't selling them. I don't think she just probably had them to just. I guess they were her own personal ones. I don't think she was selling them.
Ah, okay. Because I heard like she was selling them, so I don't. Okay.
He's selling them. That would be. That would make it feel like you got caught selling them or whatever. So they made it think it was just in her luggage. I don't know if it was personal or if she was trying to get some extra change off of them. You know. So.
Regardless, regardless, I can. Here's what based off what I know, she got caught with hashish oil in Russia. Well, one right now, this ain't really the best time to be in Russia. You know, just saying, like, not to be funny, but it's not the best time right now, considering what's going on with Russia and Ukraine right now. And then two, I think this just plays back into the issue of women's sports with them not getting paid enough. Maybe she was selling. Maybe she was selling them. I don't know. But I think it plays back into that and how, honestly, the female athlete isn't really protected in terms of, you know, their financial investments. They don't really make enough money to be protected. Even Liz Cambage came out and talked about this a month ago about how she got to upgrade her own damn seat. Have you seen pictures of Liz Cambage? Liz Cambage is 6'8". Like, come on, man. Like, you know, imagine me. Like, I'm 5'7". I'm 5'7", dude, and I still be in them seats a little bit tight. So imagine how she feel, dog. So it's like, you know. So I think regardless of what happens, you know, I don't want to speak on it too much because we don't know what's going to happen following it. And then it's happening in Russia. And I really want to stay clear of that issue right now. I want to really stay clear.
Yeah, especially when they could be in the middle of war. You don't know if they might start getting bombed by the NATO forces and airports and things happen. So just praying for her well-being and hopefully safe return back to the U.S. very soon.
Regardless, I think I think the bigger issue, other than what's going on here, is that women athletes aren't protected money-wise, and I think that's why this might be an issue.
Hey,
I think that's why this is an issue. Yeah,
give them a $200,000-$300,000 raise, and they don't have to go to Russia.
I'm all for it, big dog. You could have, hey man, basketball season winding down. Yeah, basketball season winding down. Hey, Richard T. Nelson in the chat.
Zebo been selling drugs all throughout his NBA career. No one said because he wasn't in Russia, Richard. He was in Memphis and he was in Portland. He wasn't in Russia.
But in seriousness, though, they definitely need to do better for the NBA, for WNBA players. Look, man. We could scream all we want. WNBA players should be paid as much as NBA players, but the real issue with that, you got to draw that. You got to draw that at some point. Man. That's the real issue with that. However, stuff like getting them a commercial, like, you know, upgrading their flights. Now that's shit that looks a little spiteful. I'm just saying, when you a WNBA player, like you play for the league,
you want to do better as far as the promotion and marketing of the game.
Exactly.
I mean, this is
type of shit.
Once the NBA playoffs come, it should be WNBA commercials just flowing through every game, every series to try to, Liz Cambage, I might want to watch it. I might want to watch this guy to see if they can defend that title. I might want to see the rookies that's coming in.
I do want to watch.
You know what I'm saying?
And the thing is, I do watch women's basketball. I love me some women's basketball. G, like, come on, bro. Like, come on. It's not that they don't draw. They just don't draw as well as the NBA. They do have fans. They just don't have as many fans as the NBA. That's why they don't have the money they have. But at the same time, the WNBA just had like a report talking about all this revenue they had coming in for this year. It's like, dude, why ain't that money going to the flight to get these people to teams? Like, the Liberty just got fined like over a damn flight. Like, come on, dude.
That's crazy.
Like, what type of stuff is that?
It's crazy. That's why they go to Russia.
Bad look.
And that's why they end up in Russia playing in off season. It's terrible.
And I feel you, Rich. I feel you too, Richard. Like, hey, I understand every man don't like men's basketball. Don't like women's basketball. I get it. I understand it. You know, whatever your reason, that's your reason. I'm not here to argue with people that don't like it. I do like it. And all I'm saying is that I want to see the women's athletes get treated right. Like, I want to see them. Like, you shouldn't. If I'm 6'8", I shouldn't be having to pay to upgrade my own damn flight, especially when I'm arguably the face of your league, one of the top 3 faces of your league behind Candace Parker and right above Asia Wilson, and I'm referring to Liz Cambage. That's all I'm saying.
Good point. Preach. Messed up, man. Even the undefeated NCAA champ ladies UConn team does not draw as much as men's 510 UConn team. That's crazy. And that's what a legendary coach in Gino Auriemma that's been doing it. I mean, talk about the UCLA dynasty. I mean, damn.
Ever.
I mean,
like,
damn.
Gino,
if you ain't going to go watch, if you can go watch that excellence every week or every game and you don't go watch it, that's on you. I would love to have UConn to be my women's team that I was watching. You know how much I would go, man, I'm going to check that out every game.
Hey, this is a private note for us. We don't have to answer live, but he throwing it out there for us. We talk. I'm out, dog. I'm out. I can't do that. I can't do that. I have complications within my career that won't allow me to do that.
Well, I'm gonna get in. You know why? You know why I'm gonna get in? Because this might be the less educated I've ever been through an NCAA basketball season. So I'm gonna really just have to put a blindfold on and be picking teams. And I think that might. And you know what? I think that might work. You know, when you try to put too much logic into it, that's when you get messed up.
That's
you
when
like,
start losing.
I think I'm just gonna spin myself in a circle like a pinata in front of me and just pick teams.
I don't know if I said this. I don't know if I've ever said this on air, but if you one of them people that always pick the top seeds in your bracket, I hate you. I absolutely hate you. Don't do that.
You can't. It never works.
Pick one damn upset. I hate you. Don't ever pick all the tops in your bracket. I hate.
If you pick 4 ones, it's not gonna work. Pick 4 ones, it's not gonna work.
He said you won a few times. He said you won a few times in the squares, Joe. So this is the one you did last year.
Yeah, you know, I get it in. I'm gonna try to get it in, Rich. I'm definitely gonna try to get it in. Major League Baseball. That's all I have right there.
Hey, I'm glad you put these emojis. I'm glad you put these emojis in there.
Thank you. Do you know that emoji, the red emoji came up when I actually put WTF? That's the emoji that popped up. Shout out to Josh Buckhalter, who was on Twitter this weekend, talking about they want bigger bases. What's this? 14 seconds to pitch and 19 seconds if it's a run on base. Look, stop overthinking all this shit and sit down and give you got to do something for the players to get them some more money, man. The billionaires, like I say, the billionaires are locking people out so they could go from 10 billion to 10.1 billion.
10.1.
That's what they're doing.
10.1.
That's what they're doing. So, man, go on and pay them people. It's a lot of other people suffering out. You got people that's working concessions. We got personal friends of ours that can't work replays and do PAs because they waiting on the baseball season. And they're not going to cancel, I believe, 2 more series today. They still can't sit down and get an agreement going. I mean, damn. They know that they knew the end was coming. You knew this was coming at the end, and you're still messing up. I mean, damn.
Baseball is not doing it. Major League Baseball is not doing itself any favors, considering they are arguably number 3 in terms of being third in the top 4 big sports in North America. Because you could argue, man, hockey, like you said last week, I was in disagreement with you, but now that I thought about it a little more, you was right about that. If hockey had like a fire first round with 8 7-game series and ain't no baseball, hey, baseball might be number 4, dog. It might be number 4, dog. Like, man, it might get a little real.
Hey, check this out. If you put on a women's basketball game and a hockey game and a baseball game, that's the second game of the season in April or whatever, whenever they're gonna try to get this thing started, that's gonna be number 3. They ain't gonna get no watch. That's just me. I ain't even putting no NBA into it yet. I'm talking about the NCAA women's game and a playoff hockey game. I'm watching that way before I'm watching baseball. I ain't even close.
Right. I'm watching Caitlin Clark put up 40 for Iowa, dog.
Exactly.
So I'm picking Caitlin Clark, dog.
I'm watching Anissa Morrow ball out for the Paul or whatever. Isn't she just a beast in the middle? My God, and she's a beast of power forward.
Anissa Morrow and Deja Church for DePaul. I'm watching them get active, bro. I'm watching Deja and Anissa get active. Bro, like I'm not watching baseball, man. And then it really hurts baseball though. They don't have a clock, dude. In this era of social media, this era of limited attention span, baseball is already fighting uphill. And now you're gonna go through a strike, you're gonna go through another possible sit out over billionaires fighting over money. And you know who losing out? The people that ain't billionaires. So
Exactly. People that are barely thousandaires, we're the ones that, man, it's missing out. It's terrible. It's terrible. They need to get it together. What's in your cup? Long weekend.
Baseball. Baseball's in my cup again. Because it's like, hey, dude, y'all only hurting yourself at this point because everybody else is going. Everybody else is playing, man. What's in my cup this week? Baseball is in my cup. Major League Baseball. Y'all the only ones sitting out. Everybody waiting on y'all, dude. And or if they not waiting on y'all, they wait. You know, they curious to see what's gonna happen. But you know what? If anybody is waiting on y'all, they not waiting like, oh my God, baseball, I'm gonna be without baseball. Ain't nobody doing that, dude. Like y'all losing momentum, especially after COVID, where everybody wanted baseball but couldn't be in the stands. Then you give us a full season last year, and it was like, all right, that was cool. But now out of that, you come back with this. It's not a good look for Major League Baseball, man. You really are gonna lose a generation of fans like this, and I don't think they understand that moving forward. But let's see if they figure it out.
What's in your cup? I got Russell Westbrook in my cup. Here's why. I mean, some of these questions,
leave him alone.
Some of these answers. Well, besides trying to trip Reggie Jackson after he got crossed the other night and trying to trip him, you know what else he's doing after every press conference, man. So he flipped the question on the reporter asked him, is this year going on like you envisioned? Well, I didn't have any expectations. I mean, what you tell me, what did you envision? Ain't nobody envisioned y'all being ninth in the damn West, 27 and 32 or whatever, 500, 4 games under 500. Ain't nobody envisioned that. Man, start answering these questions respectfully. Hey, man, do you take this home? Man, well, I got 3 kids at home and a wife, so I don't take this home with me. But you better start playing some goddamn basketball. Did you see how LeBron answered the question last week when they lost? When LeBron answered the question last week when they lost, he said, look, you're going to have to cut my head off and stomp me out and put me in the sand before I'm dead. You know what he did after that? He went and dropped 58 he put 56 on Golden State. Russell Westbrook up here talking about how I ain't envision nothing. I've been on 4 different teams. Stop lying. You envisioned something. You was playing with Anthony Davis and LeBron James. You had to have some type of expectations coming into this year. Stop lying to me, man. Stop turning this back on reporters. Acting like everything is great in this hunky-dory when it ain't. People finna lose their jobs in LA. You're gonna be one because of that. You're gonna be a little bit of a cause of that. People heads are finna roll. Frank Vogels might roll. The Ramesses might roll. Heads are gonna roll.
Hey.
And you up here talking about, well, my life great.
Funny.
I got 3 kids at home and a wife. Well, that's great. Yeah. Making all this money and then playing like all this ain't been his fault. But it's been some games when it's been like, damn, Russ. Trying to trip Reggie Jackson. We trying to trip Reggie Jackson, man.
Hey, but you know what I think? I think you're right, man. I think Frank Vogel about to get punted up out of there. And then I also think, who would they go with next? Because Jason Kidd is in Dallas. Remember, we all thought Jason Kidd was going to be the next in line. So who would take Frank Vogel's job if they were to be like, yeah, you out of here, Frankie? I know who it won't be. It won't be Luke Walton. Won't be Brian Shaw.
Maybe it'd be LeBron James. Think LeBron James could be the first. Think LeBron James could be the first player coach since Bill Russell.
Maybe, possible.
I mean, you call all the shots anyway.
What?
You get Anthony Davis here because of you. You got Westbrook here because of you. Go ahead.
Let me say something about Bill Russell, man. I respect Bill Russell as an all-time great NBA player, 11 NBA champions, great all-time player coach. But I just know for whatever reason when it comes to Bill Russell, and you know how people be like, name your top 10. I just don't think of him as top 10. No disrespect. I just don't think of him as top 10. Like, not to say he's not worthy, just when I think of top 10, he's not one of the first 10 names in my head. That's all I'm saying.
That's fine. Yeah. Bill Walton.
Bill Walton.
Who did you say again?
Bill Russell.
I'm sorry, Bill Russell. I mean, because we didn't see him.
Hell no.
I'm sorry. Well, Bill Russell is great, but we didn't see him. You know, we weren't born yet. You know what I'm saying? So that's a lot of that. You know, the only person he really had to go up against was Wilt Chamberlain. I'm probably with some great battles back then, but like
that's just it.
We didn't see him.
But that's just it. Wilt is number 10 to me, statistical default. Because like you look at his numbers, it's like, damn, I'm gonna leave this dude out. He averaged 50 points a game one season.
Then you'd be like, damn. Then it's like, damn, why you can't beat Boston?
Right.
Team sport. Boston had a great team.
Aaron Janowski in the chat, he says the Lakers will hire the first ever NBA female head coach, and it will be, who do you think he said?
He said Becky Hammond? Or did he say Witherspoon? Candace Parker. Think she's ready to coach now? You got championships. Yeah, she got to defend this championship here. We got what
she's still playing. Right, she's still playing. Like she could coach because she's an analyst. So I see why you say that. But if I had to go with first NBA women's coach, it would probably be Becky, even though she got hired by Vegas. I'm gonna be real. You know what else? Speaking of Becky Hammond, I thought Becky Hammond, the only reason she didn't get, I think one of the reasons she didn't get that Portland job is because that's MAGA land, bro. If you want to be real, like, you know, I'm not saying that is it, but I remember watching a few Blazers games and I'd seen people with the MAGA hats on, and I wouldn't be surprised if a few people say, look, man, we don't want that. You know, we all for the Blazers, but we don't want that change in our town. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. Just saying. Not saying it did, but I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if we had her reports saying, like, no, we don't want Becky in Portland, you know, if we saw that type of stuff.
Yeah. They got Chauncey now, so Chauncey like, man, everybody gone. I know y'all was going to be trading Norman Powell and CJ and all them. I know I was going to have all this coming in. Dame ain't playing. It's all about Anthony Simons a bust like that. Simons little.
And what I'm saying, and to be clear about what I'm saying about the Portland Becky Hammond thing, I'm not talking about the organization. I mean, like, I could see fans in Portland being like, if you hire this woman coach, I no longer will be a Blazer fan. You know how people be acting. You know how people when they be doing.
I like how you get in character. Going with that deep voice again.
If you hire Becky Hammond as our coach, I'll no longer wear the Blazer colors. Like, you know how they be acting, dude.
Oh wow.
The Portland Trail Blazers just lost a fan, buddy. You know how they be doing it.
You already know. Oh man. You funny.
I'm surprised that happened.
Who all in the chat besides Aaron and Richard and Sean
J?
Who else?
Yeah, Sean J was in here. It was kind of light today. It's Monday, man. Everybody back.
It's Monday.
Work, so
yeah, people going back to work. Snow on the ground. Shout out to IMS 14 grad Aaron Janowski for chiming in with us.
Hey, by the way, Aaron,
salute to you. Give him a salute. You like giving out salutes to everybody. Give him a salute.
Salute to Aaron, man. Sound like. So he said, salute to Aaron. And Aaron, by the way, I do remember you when you was at Windy City, man. I do remember you was an intern. We was interns too when you was there. Richard T. Nelson, he said my MAGA sound like Hulk Hogan. Let me tell you something, brother. Hey, man. I love the brother. Hey, you saw that Hulk Hogan video from years ago, man.
Hey, Richard, you didn't got him started now. He gonna be in this Hulk Hogan character all day.
Look here, brother. Look here, brother.
I can see him now.
The Blazers just lost a fan, brother. Brother.
Well, look here, Desi. You know you're my bestie, and all this stuck in him now all day doing this, all day long.
Yeah, man.
Thanks to everybody.
Well, you know something, Richard. Go ahead, Rick.
Go ahead, Hulk Rouse.
Mean Rick. Mean Rick.
I'll call you Hulk Rouse because it's already a Chris Hogan. Hulk Rouse.
Don't call me that. Hollywood Chris Hogan.
It's already a Hogan. Thank you for everybody that took time out their Monday morning to spend it with us on Joe with Joe, episode number 24. We don't know what we're gonna do for Thursday yet.
R.P. Kobe, since this is episode 24.
Rest in peace, Kobe. I guess we'll name it then.
Yeah, R.P. Kobe. I guess.
Be very fit.
No, I don't want to name it that. That's too sad, bro.
Yeah, don't name it. You don't name it. Just name it. Yeah, just name it 24. Just name it 24 years old or something. No.
Yeah, 24 for Kobe or something. I don't know. I might call it R.P. Kobe. Because I feel like if you name it R.P. Kobe, it sounds like it's a Kobe memorial episode, and we only mentioned Kobe for all of maybe a minute right now. So
all right, we'll name it March Madness.
I'm with that. Hell yeah.
So for Chris Rouse, I'm Joseph Gregory. Thanks for watching Joe with Joe morning. Joe with Joe in the morning, episode number 24, start of March Madness. We will see you either on Thursday or Monday. We'll figure it out and we'll let you know. Peace. Have a great day.